Think your car's hesitation or rough idle means you need a new throttle position sensor. Hold on. Before you spend $200 at the shop, there's a good chance a simple reset will fix it. I'm talking about fixes that take less than 15 minutes and cost you exactly $0. In this video, I'm showing you 3 different reset methods. Each one works for different situations, and I'll tell you exactly when to use which method. The first 2 are quick fixes you can do in your driveway right now. The third one is what I call the nuclear option. It's more involved, but it works when nothing else does. Let's get into it. This is where you should start. It works on most vehicles made after 2005 with electronic throttle control. If your car feels sluggish when you press the gas, or the RPMs are jumping around at idle, this method usually sorts it out. Here's what you need: your car key and about 5 minutes. That's it. First, make sure your car is parked safely and the engine is completely off. Pull the key out of the ignition and just wait for about 10 seconds. I know it seems unnecessary, but you want to make sure everything is powered down. Now, put the key back in and turn it to the on position. You're not starting the engine, just turning it to where all your dashboard lights come on. You'll see the check engine light, oil light, battery light, all of them. That's exactly what you want. Here's where it gets specific. Press the gas pedal down slowly. I mean really slowly. It should take you about 4 to 5 seconds to get it all the way to the floor. Once it's down there, hold it for exactly 10 seconds. Count it out in your head or check your watch. Don't rush this part because the computer needs time to register the full throttle position. After 10 seconds, release the pedal just as slowly as you pressed it. Another 4 to 5 seconds to bring it back up. Your foot should be completely off the pedal now. Wait 5 seconds with the key still in the on position. Then turn the key off and pull it out. Now, here's the part most people skip. Wait at least 30 seconds before you start the car. I've seen people rush this and wonder why it didn't work. The ECU needs time to save the new parameters. Grab your phone, check a text, whatever. Just give it that half minute. After 30 seconds, start your car normally. Let it idle for about a minute without touching the gas pedal. You might notice the idle is a little high at first. That's normal. It should settle down after 30 seconds or so. Take it for a short drive around the block. Does the throttle response feel better? Is the idle smoother? If yes, you're done. If it's still acting weird, don't worry. We've got 2 more methods. One quick thing before we move on. If you're getting value from this video, hit that subscribe button. I post DIY car fixes every week that'll save you hundreds at the mechanic. Alright, let's talk about method 2. This method goes deeper than the ignition reset. When you disconnect the battery, you're clearing all the learned parameters in your car's computer, not just the throttle position. Use this method if the ignition reset didn't work, or if you recently cleaned your throttle body and now the car is running rough. Fair warning, disconnecting your battery will reset your radio presets, clock, and maybe your power window settings. It's not a big deal, but I want you to know what you're getting into. You'll need a 10mm wrench or socket for most vehicles. Some cars use an 8mm or 13mm, so check your battery terminal before you start. Make sure the car is off and the key is out of the ignition. Pop your hood and locate the battery. You're looking for the negative terminal, which is marked with a minus sign and usually has a black cable attached to it. Use your wrench to loosen the nut on the negative terminal. You don't need to remove the nut completely, just loosen it enough that you can pull the cable off. Once it's loose, carefully pull the cable away from the battery post. Make sure the metal end doesn't touch anything. If it touches the positive terminal or any metal part of the car, you'll get sparks and potentially damage something. Tuck that cable off to the side where it can't accidentally fall back onto the battery. Some people use a zip tie or a piece of tape to keep it away. Not a bad idea. Now wait, this is the important part. Leave the battery disconnected for at least 15 minutes. I usually go for 20 minutes just to be sure. During this time, all the capacitors in your car's electrical system are draining, and the computer is losing its memory of the old throttle position settings. While you're waiting, This is a good time to actually look at your throttle body. If you open it up and see a bunch of carbon buildup, that could be part of your problem. Cleaning, it is another job entirely, but at least you'll know what you're dealing with. After 15 to 20 minutes, reconnect the negative cable. Push it back onto the battery post and tighten the nut firmly. You want it snug, but you don't need to crank on it like you're breaking a bolt loose, just firm hand tight. Close your hood and get back in the car. Put the key in and turn it to the on position, but don't start the engine yet. Wait about 10 seconds. You'll see all the warning lights come on, then most of them will go off. That's the computer running its startup checks. Now start the engine. It might idle rough for the first 20 or 30 seconds. You might even see the RPMS bounce around a bit. Don't panic. The computer is relearning everything from scratch. Let the car idle for at least 5 minutes without touching anything. Don't rev it, don't turn on the AC, don't mess with the radio, just let it sit there and idle. I know 5 minutes feels like forever, but this is when the computer is learning the base idle position. After 5 minutes, take it for a drive. Start easy, just normal acceleration and braking. After about 10 minutes of driving, you can get on it a little bit. Give it some throttle and let the computer learn the full range of motion. Most of the time, this method fixes throttle issues that the ignition reset couldn't handle. But if you're still having problems, we've got one more trick. This is the method that actually requires a tool, but hear me out. If you're serious about DIY car maintenance, you probably already have an OBD2 scanner. If you don't, you can get a basic Bluetooth one for about $20. I'm not talking about a fancy $500 scan tool, just a simple code reader that connects to an app on your phone. This method is what you use when the first two didn't work, or when you've replaced the actual throttle position sensor and need to tell the computer about the new part. Plug your scanner into the OBD2 port. On most cars made after 1996, it's under the dashboard on the driver's side, usually near the steering column. It's a trapezoid-shaped plug. You can't miss it. Turn the key to the on position without starting the engine. Open your scanner app and connect to your car. Once it's connected, you're looking for something called Special Functions, or Bidirectional Controls, or System Tests. The exact name depends on your scanner and your car. In that menu, look for Throttle Adaptation, Throttle Relearn, or TPS Reset. Again, the wording varies, but it's usually pretty obvious. Select that option and follow the prompts. Most scanners will tell you to press the gas pedal down slowly, hold it, then release it. This is similar to what we did in Method 1, but now the scanner is communicating directly with your car's computer to record the new values. Some scanners will run through this process automatically. Others make you do it manually while the scanner watches. Either way, just follow what your screen tells you to do. The whole process takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes. When it's done, the scanner will usually say something like "Adaptation complete" or "Relearn successful." Turn the key off, unplug the scanner, and start your car. Let it idle for a minute, then take it for a test drive. The throttle response should feel crisp and the idle should be rock solid. Here's the thing about this method. It's the most reliable because you're using the scanner to communicate in the car's language. The first two methods work great for most situations. But if you've got a stubborn car or a specific issue, this is your answer. Let me break down when you should use each method, because I get asked this all the time. Use Method 1, the ignition cycle reset, when you first notice throttle issues. It's quick, it's free, and it works on most cars. This is your first move. Use Method 2, the battery disconnect, when the ignition reset didn't work, or when you've just cleaned your throttle body. The deeper reset usually solves problems that the ignition method can't touch. Use Method 3, the scanner reset, when you've replaced the TPS or throttle body, or when the first two methods failed. This is also the go-to method for European cars, which can be pickier about relearn procedures. I've seen people mess this up in a few ways, so let me save you some frustration. First, don't skip the waiting periods. When I say wait 30 seconds or wait 15 minutes, I mean it. The computer needs that time to process and save the new information. Rushing through it means you'll just have to do it again. Second, if you're doing the battery disconnect method, make sure you only touch the negative terminal. I've had people ask why they should disconnect the negative instead of the positive. The reason is safety. If your wrench touches the car's metal body while you're on the negative terminal, nothing happens. If it touches while you're on the positive terminal, you get a massive short circuit. Third, don't do these resets if your check engine light is on. If you've got an actual fault code, you need to fix that problem first. A reset won't fix a broken sensor or a vacuum leak. It only recalibrates a sensor that's working but out of adjustment. If you've tried all three methods and you're still having issues, here's what to check. Look for vacuum leaks around the intake. A hissing sound when the engine is running is usually a giveaway. Even a small vacuum leak can cause rough idle and poor throttle response. Check your air filter. I know it sounds basic, but a clogged air filter can mimic TPS problems. Pop it out and hold it up to a light. If you can't see light through it, replace it. Inspect the throttle body for carbon buildup. If it's dirty, cleaning it might be your actual solution, not resetting the sensor. And finally, make sure your battery connections are clean and tight. Corrosion on the battery terminals can cause all sorts of electrical gremlins, including throttle issues. So there you have it, 3 methods to reset your throttle position sensor, from the quick ignition cycle reset all the way up to the scanner method. Start with method 1 and only move to the next method if you need to. Which method worked for you? Drop a comment and let me know your car's make and model. I'm curious to see which reset method works best for different vehicles. If this video saved you a trip to the mechanic, hit that like button and subscribe for more DIY fixes. I've got videos on cleaning throttle bodies, diagnosing rough idle, and a bunch of other stuff that'll keep your car running without emptying your wallet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.